Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there were two brave and beautiful girls named Sophia and Isabella. They grew up in a small village at the edge of a great forest, where they spent their days exploring and playing. The girls were best friends and did everything together, from climbing trees to swimming in the nearby river. They were always up for an adventure and were not afraid of anything. One day, as they were wandering through the forest, they came upon a clearing where they found a small, sparkling crystal. Sophia picked it up and held it in her hand, admiring its beauty. Suddenly, a great and terrible dragon emerged from the shadows, roaring and breathing fire. The girls were afraid, but they didn't give up. They knew they had to do something to save their village and themselves. Isabella quickly came up with a plan and whispered to Sophia. Sophia nodded and they both picked up a stick each. They started running towards the dragon. The dragon was getting closer and closer, but the girls didn't give up. They kept running and finally, they reached the dragon. Sophia jumped on the dragon's back, while Isabella poked its eyes with the sticks. The dragon roared in pain and tried to shake Sophia off, but she held on tight. The dragon flew around wildly, trying to shake Sophia off its back, but she held on tight. Isabella followed the dragon, poking its eyes with the stick. After a few minutes of wild flying, the dragon finally gave up and flew away. The girls had saved their village and their people were so grateful. They had become the bravest and most beautiful girls in the kingdom. From that day on, Sophia and Isabella were known as the Dragon Slayers and they were loved by all. The king of the kingdom heard about the girls' bravery and wanted to meet them. He sent his men to the village to invite the girls to his palace. Sophia and Isabella were overjoyed and immediately accepted the invitation. They were excited to meet the king and tell him their story. When they arrived at the palace, they were greeted by the king and his court. The king was impressed by their bravery and offered them a reward. The girls asked the king to build a school in the village so that all the children in the village could learn to read and write. The king was touched by their request and immediately ordered his men to build the school. The school was built in no time and the girls were appointed as the teachers. They taught the children of the village how to read and write and also taught them about bravery and courage. The children loved Sophia and Isabella and looked up to them as role models. Years passed, and Sophia and Isabella grew up to be strong and powerful women, always standing up for what was right and never backing down from a challenge. They were an inspiration to all the girls in the kingdom, proving that even the bravest and most beautiful heroes can come in the form of two young girls. They continued to teach at the school, and helped many children in the village to get an education. The village prospered under the leadership of Sophia and Isabella. They were loved by all and their story of bravery and courage was passed down from generation to generation. Even today, people in the village tell the story of the Dragon Slayers and how they saved the village from the dragon's fire. Sophia and Isabella's legacy lived on and they will always be remembered as two brave and beautiful girls who changed the village forever.